Proverbs 10, what is the mindset of a Christian? This is something that I have been having to really learn. Coming from Buffalo, New York, if anybody knows, we have a sarcastic edge. We spit sarcasm like it's air. It just comes in and out. And this has been really tough as a believer. As I've grown closer to the Lord and the Holy Spirit's been directing me, I've realized that as the Bible teaches, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Or out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so if everything coming out of our mouth has a negative, sarcastic edge, yeah, it's funny. I agree. It's funny. However, is it profitable? Is that the way of a believer? I'm not saying that we can't have fun, that we can't joke, but there is a difference between living that out of our lips and just maybe having some banter. In Proverbs 10, verse 24, it says, "The fears of the wicked will be fulfilled. The hopes of the godly will be granted." This is actually something that New Age has starting to hijack, where there's this idea of manifestation and setting your mind on things and them coming to you. There's actually a little bit of truth to that, but it's not a New Age principle. It's actually a biblical principle. This right here says the fears of the wicked will be fulfilled. Is fear something the godly outside of fear of the Lord, right? Because we remember that fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but fear of the life around us, of the world, of our finances, of our relationships, of our health, is fear godly? It's not. It's not. I know that might sound controversial to some, but it's not. What the Bible teaches is that we need to put our trust and our faith in Jesus, put our trust and faith in God. And it also says the hopes of the godly will be granted. So that means that we shouldn't be looking at things from a fear-based perspective. We need to be looking at things from a hopeful perspective. And I really struggle with that, to be honest, because there are things in my life, in my business, where it's easy to fall into fear or worry or what ifs. But this verse right here is teaching us that if we're living godly, not perfect, because Jesus is our substantiation for sin, but if we're living godly, that our hopes are going to be granted. And that doesn't mean that this is a prosperity gospel and if we name it, we claim it, but it does mean that the Lord puts the hopes in our hearts. He puts things in our heart that are there for a reason. And so oftentimes we can look away from them because we have this false sense of humility. What this verse to me is speaking that we need to turn from fear towards hope and trust God in the future. Trust God that He actually cares because He loves you, because He is a good Father.